Imagine having your own private Google Photos replacement. No monthly subscriptions, no storage limits imposed by a cloud provider, and complete control over your photos and videos. In this video, I'll show you how to install Immich on Docker Desktop, connect your phone, enable automatic photo backups, and securely access your library from anywhere using Tailscale. You don't need to use Docker Desktop for this. You can use any Docker environment, including a Synology NAS. Let's get started. Now, if you're wondering what Immich is, it is a free and open source photo and video management platform that you host yourself. It includes features like automatic photo and video backup, facial recognition, and much more. The best part is that your photos stay on hardware you control. Now, before we begin, all you'll need is Docker Desktop up and running, and we'll need to create a folder to store our image data. I have everything linked in the description below so you can follow along. So first things first, let's just create a folder. Go to a new folder and let's call this Immich. That's Immich. And what we'll need to do now is go to the official Immich documentation site and download the Docker Compose file and the environment variables. This is slightly more complicated than all my other setups, but I'll go through this step by step. So first things first, just go to immich.app, click Docs, and scroll down until you see the download Docker Compose and example.env. So you can click Docker Compose and example to start the download. Once that's downloaded, open the Immich folder, copy the example and the YAML file across to your Immich folder, and now we'll need to open them up with Notepad or any text editor of your choice. Let's start with the example.env and edit in Notepad. Now in the environment variable, most of the settings are already configured for you. The main settings will change is the upload location, which will be over here. So right now that's going to the library folder. So we can just leave that here, create a folder called library, and that's where all your images will be stored. If you want this to go to a completely different folder, all you need to do is change the location here. Now we could also change the time zone. So for this time zone here, firstly we'll remove this comment, the hashtag, so that way it is available, and then we'll just put Australia, Sydney, and put the time zone you'd like here. Once you're done, you can leave everything the same and save the file. So close that and save. Now with the docker compose.yaml file, there is nothing you need to do there. Now that you have the environment file updated, all we need to do is rename the example.env. So we just rename this. We just need to keep it as .env. And that's all we'll need to do for the file here. And now we just need to run the docker compose. To do this, click the taskbar and type cmd. Press enter and then command prompt would appear. On this, all you need to do is type docker compose up -d. Once that's done, press enter. Docker will now download all of the required images and create the containers. The first download may take a few minutes, depending on your internet connection. Once it's finished, you'll now see Immich project running along with all of its containers in Docker. Now once that's done, just close out of command prompt. You can minimize your folder view and you'll see Immich on Docker Desktop. If you click the arrow over here, you'll see all the containers it created. We've got your server, Postgres, machine learning, and Redis. You can ignore all of these. They don't really mean that much right now. So all you need to do now is go to your localhost 2283, or just click the link here to go to localhost 2283, and that is where you'll access Immich. So once you click that, you'll see the welcome to Immich screen display, and all we need to do is just click getting started. Now this is the first user on the system, so we'll need to create an account. So just put your email address and a password and name. Once that's done, just click sign up. Now all you need to do after you've created an account, just log in with those same details. And now we'll need to set up Immich. So you just go to your theme, you can select between dark and light. In language, select your language. I'm just going to leave this in English. I'm going to keep these selected. Now it's up to you if you want to enable this. I'm just going to leave this disabled for this example. Same with this as well. This is an optional thing. Just read the documentation if you want to do that as well. And for backups, just click that. Just read this on your own and we'll forward on to the mobile app. I've already downloaded this on my phone, so you can just download this from the App Store on your iPhone or Android, and just click done. Now this is Immich. Let's quickly look around. You'll see photos, albums, map, and a lot of other features on this. One of my favorite features is AI search. Without manually tagging photos, you can search for things like cat or dog, and Immich can also automatically group photos of the same person using facial recognition. Now let's connect our phone. Install the Immich app from the App Store or Google Play, and when prompted, just type in your server IP address. If you're unsure what your IP address is, open Command Prompt and type ipconfig and press enter. Look for your IPv4 address and enter that address into the Immich app. When you're putting your IP address in there followed by 2283, don't forget the HTTP as well, as it won't work without it. Once you're on the login screen, just log on with your credentials. Once that's done, just click login. If a pop-up displays asking if you want to access your photos and videos, you'll need to click allow since that's what we're storing. Now let's enable automatic backups. Open the backup settings inside the app. You can do this by clicking your initial on the top right, going down to settings and backup. Now the first two options for video and photos, if you keep the top two disabled, it'll only work when it's connected to Wi-Fi. So we'll enable charging, so that way whenever we put the phone on charge, when it's connected to our Wi-Fi network, it'll automatically upload. From now on, every new photo you take can automatically upload to your own server. Now this works perfectly while you're connected to your home network. But what if you're away from home? That's where Tailscale comes in. I've already made a complete beginner's guide showing how to install and configure Tailscale, so if you haven't watched that yet, I'll link it in the description. Once Tailscale is installed on both your server and your phone, open the Immich app, edit the server address, and replace your local IP address with your Tailscale IP address, and then sign back in if prompted. Now, even if you're away from home, your phone can securely connect to your Immich server without opening any ports on your router. Don't forget to select the folders you want to upload. So on the top right on your phone, you click the upload button, and these are your backed up albums. So we have none currently selected. So all we need to do is click select, and then what you'll need to do is select your camera folder that you want to upload. So this can be just your camera, it can be your downloads, your messages, anything you want to upload on your phone. For this example, I'm just going to back up my WhatsApp animated GIFs that people have sent me. So I'm just going to select that folder and click back. Now on this screen, you'll see the remainder, which is 46 assets, total 46, and how many have been backed up. All we need to do now is just click enable backup to enable the feature. And I'm going to have this side by side to the Immich app on Docker Desktop so you can see this. But if you click enable backup, it's going to start uploading those documents and you'll see them appear instantaneously on Immich. You can also click the back arrow on the top left to view all those images as well. And that's it. You now have your own private photo cloud running on Docker Desktop. Your phone automatically backs up your photos. Everything stays under your control. And with Tailscale, you can securely access your library from almost anywhere. If this video helped you, please leave a like and consider subscribing for more Docker Desktop and self-hosting tutorials. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll do my best to help. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.